All right, so are you ready to talk about wine?
Always.
Today we're going to be talking about Galician wines.
Sounds fantastic.
How excited.
Me too.
So just to set the stage for anyone listening,
Yeah.
you're interested in maybe learning about these wines and maybe even going there one day, and I've got like the perfect source for this. It's a blog post called Descubriendo Galicia a través de sus vinos from a website called Mi Vida en Galicia. So we'll link to those in the show notes, but
Sounds good.
yeah, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
I think we're going to talk about the history of winemaking in Galicia and these different regions they have.
Yes.
And even some tips for how to enjoy Galician wines at home. So
This will be good.
I'm excited.
Me too.
So the blog starts out.
La verdad de Galicia te envolverá con sabor a mar y a libertad. Montañas verdes que te llamarán, rincones mágicos por explorar. España entera te ha de cautivar, de norte a sur, mil historias hay. Los campos dorados y el cielo azul, cada calle esconde un secreto cool. Ven a viajar, vamos a descubrir desde Galicia hasta el fin. Paisajes bellos y gente genial, esta aventura no tiene igual.
You know, Galicia, of course, is like this beautiful region.
Yes.
Everyone knows about the beauty,
Stunning.
but maybe not so much about the wine.
Yeah. Bit of a hidden gem
Yes, exactly.
when it comes to wine.
But it has this really long history
It does.
of winemaking, and it goes way back. Like we're talking Roman times.
Oh, yeah. The Romans were there. They
Yeah.
knew what they were doing. They planted some vines.
Yeah. And I think it really flourished in the Middle Ages,
Yeah.
like big time.
Yeah. All thanks to
The monks?
monks in the monasteries.
Yeah, monks and wine.
A classic combination.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't all like sunshine and roses,
Yeah.
you know, for the Galician wine industry, because the blog mentions this event in the 19th century.
Yes.
The phylloxera epidemic.
Phylloxera. That was devastating.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that for people that maybe don't know.
So it was this tiny little insect,
Uh-huh.
but it was so destructive.
Wow.
And it wiped out vineyards all across Europe.
Really?
And Galicia was no exception.
Wow.
It was a crisis for the industry, but the Galician winemakers,
Uh-huh.
they didn't give up.
No, they're resilient.
They're resilient. Exactly. Instead of giving up, they thought, how can we overcome this?
Yeah.
And so they really focused on these native grape varieties
Oh, interesting.
that were more resistant to this pest.
So they already had them,
Yeah,
but they really focused on them
exactly.
more after that.
They were like, okay, this is what we got to do to save our industry.
Wow. So that's interesting that kind of shaped what we know of as Galician wine today.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so let's fast forward to today.
Okay.
So today, Galicia has 5 denominations of origin,
Yes.
or dios as they're called.
Mhm.
These are like wine regions with their own,
Little personalities.
yes, exactly, with their own characteristics.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through each one.
Yes.
I'm excited about this.
Let's do it.
So we're going to start with Rías Baixas,
Oh, yes.
which the blog refers to as
The Albariño Haven.
Albariño Haven.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, so tell me.
It's coastal.
Yeah.
It's right on the Atlantic,
Uh-huh.
and you can taste it in the wines.
Really?
You get these cool, humid breezes from the ocean.
Wow.
You have granite-rich soils.
Okay.
And it's just this perfect little microclimate for the Albariño grape.
So if someone were to sip a glass of this,
Yeah.
what could they expect?
They're fresh,
Okay.
zesty, like citrus fruits,
Oh, nice.
a little bit of a floral aroma,
Uh-huh.
and then you might even get like a hint of salinity,
Really?
just a whisper of the ocean.
Wow, that's cool.
It's like bottling a seaside breeze.
Yeah.
And they're so versatile. You can have them on their own as a aperitif,
Yeah.
or you can pair them with all sorts of dishes, especially seafood.
The blog mentioned barnacles,
Yes.
which is not something I've ever had.
You have to try it.
Really?
It's a revelation.
Oh,
So
well.
barnacles, they have this briny,
Yeah.
slightly sweet flavor.
Okay.
And it goes perfectly with the crisp acidity and citrus notes of the Albariño.
Wow.
It's a match made in Galician heaven.
You've convinced me. Barnacles it is.
All right.
Okay. So let's move on to the next DO,
Yeah.
which is Ribeiro.
Ribeiro.
And this one is kind of interesting because it
It does both.
whites and reds.
So it's got a split personality.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so let's talk about the white wines first.
For the whites, the star is Treixadura.
Okay, I've heard of that one.
It's so elegant
Uh-huh.
and fresh.
Okay, so if Albariño is like the zesty
Yes.
seaside vibe,
Yes.
what is Treixadura?
Treixadura is more subtle,
Okay.
delicate aromas of apple and pear, maybe some white flowers,
Okay.
and then you get a hint of herbs as well.
Nice.
It's a wine that whispers rather than shouts.
Oh, I like that.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's perfect for a warm afternoon.
Yeah.
Maybe you're having a salad or some grilled fish or even some sushi.
I love that description. Whispers rather than shouts.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But Ribeiro doesn't just do whites.
No, it doesn't stop there.
Tell me about the reds.
So for the reds, we have some indigenous varieties like Brancellao and Caíño.
Okay.
And they bring this intensity and depth of flavor that is really unique to Ribeiro. Okay, so we're moving from whispers to something a little bolder.
A little bolder.
Okay.
So Brancellao,
Uh-huh.
you get these lovely, delicate notes of red berries, some spice,
Uh-huh.
and a little bit of earthiness.
Okay.
Caíño.
Yeah.
This one has structure,
Yeah.
tannins,
Yeah.
perfect for aging.
Really?
Yeah, they have so much potential to develop over time.
That's cool. So you get like this whole range
You do?
in Ribeiro.
Yeah.
You've got the light and refreshing whites.
Yes.
You've got the delicate reds.
And then you have those that are more robust at age.
It's like a choose your own adventure
It is.
for wine.
You got it.
I like it. All right. So speaking of adventure,
Yes.
our next stop is Valdeorras,
Valdeorras.
which is a region with a really inspiring story.
Yes, it is.
This is where we hear about the Godello grape,
Yes.
which was almost extinct.
Almost extinct.
And now it's back.
It's back.
It's a comeback story.
It is.
Like in a movie.
It is.
Okay, so tell me about it.
So the local winemakers, they were so dedicated, they refused to let this grape fade away.
Wow.
And now it's producing some of the most sought after white wines in Spain.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what makes it so special?
Godello,
Yeah.
it's complex, it's mineral driven,
Oh.
and it can age.
Oh, wow.
It's got this aging potential. So think rich, textured wines, aromas of stone fruits,
Okay.
citrus zest,
Okay.
and then this minerality.
Okay, what does that mean?
I know people throw that word around a lot.
Yeah.
Minerality is basically this non-fruit flavor,
Okay.
and it often comes from the soil
Oh, interesting.
where the grapes are grown. So you get maybe like a subtle saline quality, like wet stones or crushed rocks or even a sea breeze.
Wow.
And for Godello, it comes from the granite and slate soils of Valdeorras. And it makes these wines taste almost electric.
Electric. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's a new one.
It is.
I like it.
Good.
But wait a minute.
Yeah.
I thought Valdeorras was mostly known for whites.
Yeah, it is.
But the blog also mentioned Mencía there.
It does.
Oh.
Really do Mencía as well.
Okay. So they don't just limit themselves to the Godello.
No, they're not a one-trick pony.
Interesting. Okay. So we have 2 DOs left.
2 more.
Ribeira Sacra
Yes.
and Monterrei.
Yes.
Let's talk about Ribeira Sacra,
Ribeira Sacra.
which has a dramatic landscape.
It does.
And I'm getting
dramatic wines.
dramatic wines. Yes. Okay. Tell me.
So imagine these steep terraced vineyards clinging to the slopes along these rivers,
Oh, yeah.
the Minho and the Sil rivers.
Yeah.
It's breathtaking,
Yeah.
but it's also really challenging to work with.
So they're like mountain climbers,
They are.
these winemakers.
They are.
Wow. So what kind of wines come from this region?
So in Ribeira Sacra,
Yeah.
Mencía is the star. Okay.
But it's a little bit different here than other regions.
Okay.
You get elegance,
Okay.
freshness,
Uh-huh.
and this beautiful balance
Okay.
between the fruit and the acidity.
Okay.
You get bright red fruit aromas,
Uh-huh.
some floral notes,
Okay.
touch of spice,
Okay.
and then again, that minerality.
Minerality keeps coming back.
It does, doesn't
Make
it?
us a theme.
It is a theme in Galician wines,
Yeah.
but it shows you that unique
Yeah.
terroir
It does.
of the region.
So I have to ask,
Yeah.
is it worth visiting?
Oh, 100%.
Really?
You feel the history, you feel the passion poured into every bottle.
Wow.
The views are incredible.
Yeah.
The wineries are welcoming,
Uh-huh.
and the wines are just unforgettable.
Okay, so it engages all the senses.
It does.
You've convinced me.
Good.
All right, so last but not least, we have Monterrei,
Monterrei,
the hidden gem
the hidden gem.
of Galician wine.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about this one.
So Monterrei has been quietly producing these high-quality wines
Uh-huh.
for centuries.
Wow.
But it's only recently started to gain recognition.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
The winemakers are so passionate about showcasing the region and reviving those traditional grape varieties.
Okay, so what should we be looking for?
So Monterrey offers a beautiful balance of tradition and innovation.
Interesting.
So for the white wines, primarily Godello and Treixadura.
Okay.
Fresh, vibrant, aromatic, and complex.
So back to our white grapes that we love. What about the reds?
So for reds, you get Mencía, which has this wonderful vibrancy and purity of fruit. And then Araújo, also known as Tempranillo, brings structure and complexity to the blend.
Oh, cool. So it sounds like Monterrey is a region to watch.
It is.
Okay, so we've talked about all 5 DOs. And we've kind of touched on these star grapes of Galicia.
We have.
But I think we need to talk more about the grapes.
Let's dig into those grapes.
Yes, because they're really what make Galician wine unique.
They do.
So we do that.
Let's talk grapes. Yeah, let's dive deep into those grapes.
So these indigenous varieties, they're like the heart and soul of Galician wine.
They are. It's amazing.
And they each bring something different to the table.
They do.
So for anyone listening who's maybe not familiar with these grapes, can you kind of give us a taste, so to speak?
Oh, I'd love to.
Of what they're like, what to expect?
So we've talked about Albariño, Godello, and Treixadura.
Yeah, those are the white ones?
Those are the white ones.
What are some of the things that set those apart?
So Albariño, that's your classic taste of the Galician coast.
Yeah.
You get that saline note, the vibrant acidity, those citrusy aromas.
Yeah.
It's just so refreshing.
Yeah.
Captivating.
Yeah, it's like a day at the beach.
It is.
In a glass.
It is Godello, on the other hand.
Yeah.
It's all about complexity, texture.
Okay.
You get these layers of stone fruit, a little hint of honey, and that minerality.
Yeah, minerality.
That just keeps you coming back for more.
Okay, and what about Treixadura?
Treixadura is the elegant one. It's all about finesse, subtlety. You get these delicate floral and fruity notes that just kind of dance on the palate.
I love that description, they dance.
They do, don't they?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, so we can't forget about the reds.
No, we shan't.
We've talked about Mencía, but we also have Caíño Tinto.
Caíño Tinto.
And
Brancellao.
So tell me about those.
So Caíño Tinto.
Yeah.
This one is a firecracker. It's got deep color, intense aromas of black fruit.
Okay.
And then this spicy, almost peppery quality. That just adds a kick to the wines.
Okay.
And then Brancellao, often described as the feminine of the Galician reds.
Interesting.
It's elegant, subtle, delicate aromas of red berries, floral notes.
Okay.
A little touch of earthiness.
I like it.
Yeah.
So we have this incredible diversity of grapes.
We do.
And they really shape the identity of Galician wine.
They do.
But let's talk about wine in the context of Galician culture.
Yes.
Because the blog emphasizes that wine isn't just a beverage there.
No.
It's like woven into the fabric of everyday life.
It's part of their DNA.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
It's part of their history, their traditions, their celebrations. It's everywhere.
It is.
And the blog specifically mentions some of these wine festivals that sound incredible.
Oh, they're amazing.
Like the Festa do Albariño in Cambados.
Yes.
Can you describe what that's like?
So imagine you're in Cambados, this charming town, in the heart of Rías Baixas. The streets are filled with music, laughter, the aromas of delicious Galician food. And people are gathering in the squares, sharing bottles of Albariño, and they're celebrating the region's flagship grape.
That's awesome.
It's joyous. It brings the community together, and it just shows their pride in their winemaking heritage.
That's so cool.
It is.
And then there's the Feira do Vinho de Amandi.
Oh, yes.
In Ribeira Sacra, which is set against those beautiful vineyards.
Yes, those terraced vineyards.
Yeah, what's that one like?
So picture this. You're sipping on a glass of elegant Mencía. You're overlooking the Sil River, and you're surrounded by these ancient vineyards that are clinging to the slopes.
It sounds beautiful.
It's breathtaking.
Yeah.
It's a feast for the senses. You have the stunning views. The delicious wines, the convivial atmosphere. You can feel the history and the passion in every sip.
I love that. So it sounds like these festivals are a great way to experience Galician wine culture.
Absolutely.
But even beyond the festivals,
Yeah.
it seems like wine is just a constant presence.
It is.
in everyday life.
Whether it's a family gathering, a meal with friends,
Yeah.
or just a moment of relaxation at the end of the day, wine is there, enhancing the experience, connecting people to their heritage.
So you can't talk about Galician wine without talking about the food.
Oh, no. Right.
They go hand in hand.
They do. And the blog mentions some classic pairings.
Yeah.
Albariño with seafood.
Yes.
Mencía with roasted meats.
Perfect.
Or cheeses.
Yes.
Do you have any favorite pairings?
Oh, so many.
Really?
Where do I even begin?
I know, right?
Albariño. Yeah. With fresh oysters, mussels, octopus. It's a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
That acidity, those citrusy notes.
Cut through the richness of the seafood.
Yeah.
Mencía.
Yeah.
So versatile. Roasted lamb, hearty stews, aged cheeses.
Yeah.
Those earthy, savory notes.
Yeah.
Complement those richer flavors.
So it's more than just the pairings, though, right?
It is.
It's like the whole philosophy of Galician cuisine that aligns with the wines.
Absolutely.
So tell me about that.
So Galician cuisine,
Yeah.
it's all about fresh, high-quality ingredients, simply prepared, letting those flavors shine.
Yeah.
It's not about being fussy over the top. It's about showcasing the essence of the ingredients.
And the wines are the same way?
Exactly. They're honest, they're expressive, and they truly reflect that terroir where we've come from.
It's like this beautiful harmony between the land, the food, and the wine. And the blog also talks about wine tourism in Galicia, which makes sense.
It's growing in popularity.
Yeah.
For good reason.
Yeah, because it offers something.
It does. It's not just about visiting wineries, tasting wines. It's about immersing yourself in the culture, the landscape, the lifestyle.
Yeah, it's an experience.
It is.
I can just imagine like walking through those vineyards, feeling the ocean breeze in Rías Baixas, or gazing at those terraced vineyards.
Beautiful.
In Ribeira Sacra. It's amazing.
It is magical.
So what are some of the things that people can do?
Oh, so much.
If they're going there for wine tourism, obviously you can visit the wineries.
Of course you can visit wineries.
Taste the wines.
Yes, taste the wines right where they're made. You can go hiking, biking through the vineyards, attend wine festivals, even take cooking classes.
Oh, what fun.
And learn how to prepare those delicious dishes.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That pair so well with the wines.
So the blog also mentions things like boat trips.
Oh, yes.
Like in Ribeira Sacra. You can take a boat trip along the rivers.
You can see those terraced vineyards from a whole new perspective.
That would be amazing.
It's breathtaking.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of those boat trips, they include wine tastings.
Oh, that's cool.
On board.
Yeah.
So you can sip on a glass of Mencía as you admire the scenery.
The sun is setting.
Yes.
You've got your glass of wine.
You got it.
The gentle rocking of the boat.
It's so relaxing. And there's just something special about tasting the wines, right, where they're made, surrounded by the vineyards and the people who made them.
It's a connection.
It is.
Yeah.
It gives you a whole new level of appreciation for the whole process.
And of course, we can't forget about exploring the local cuisine, which we've talked about.
Yes.
But it's worth repeating.
It is.
You have any recommendations?
For me, I love to go to a local market and just wander around, take in the sights, the smells.
Yeah.
You find this incredible array of fresh seafood, cheeses, cured meats, produce.
Yeah.
It's all bursting with flavor.
Yeah, and a lot of markets have little places to eat.
They do.
Right.
You can get some tapas.
Yeah.
You can try the local specialties.
So it's not just about fancy restaurants.
No.
It's about experiencing the everyday food of the region.
Yes.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to venture off the beaten path and try some of those smaller family-run restaurants.
Yeah.
That's where you'll find the real authentic.
The hidden gems.
The hidden gems.
Of Galician cuisine.
You got it.
All right. So the blog also recommends some notable wineries to visit. And we've mentioned a few, but can you tell us a little bit more about each one?
Yeah.
What makes them special?
So Paso de Señorans.
Yeah, in Rías Baixas.
In Rías Baixas.
Yes.
They're known for their world-class Albariño. elegant complex,
Okay.
incredible aging potential.
Wow.
Viña Main
Yeah.
in Ribeiro,
Uh-huh.
they're committed to organic viticulture.
Oh, wow.
And they make beautifully balanced wines. Adega Algera
Yeah.
in Ribeira Sacra.
Okay.
If you love Mencía,
Yeah.
this is the place to go.
Okay.
Traditional winemaking techniques.
Uh-huh.
And they focus on single vineyard wines,
Oh, wow.
which really showcases
Yeah.
that unique terroir.
It's amazing how each winery has their own story to tell,
They do.
their own philosophy,
Yes.
their own expression
It's beautiful.
of Galician wine.
It is.
And then there's Valdesil
It felt to say.
and Valdeorras.
Uh-huh.
They're the ones that revived Godello.
They are pioneers. And their wines.
Yes.
Spectacular.
And Bodegas Ladero
Bodegas Ladero.
in Monterrey.
Yeah.
So they're representing a newer generation.
Yes. A younger generation of winemakers.
Yeah.
Who are pushing the boundaries
Okay.
of innovation while still respecting tradition.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's a good balance.
It is.
Okay. So not everyone can just hop on a plane
No.
and go to Galicia.
Right.
So for those of us who are dreaming of a Galician wine experience,
Yeah.
what are some tips
Oh, yes.
for how to enjoy these wines at home?
I'm happy to share. Well, bringing a taste of Galicia home is easier than you think.
Yeah.
There are a few key things that can really elevate your Galician wine drinking experience.
So the blog emphasizes pairing again, and I feel like we keep coming back to this.
Yeah.
But it's important
It is so important.
because choosing the right food can really make those wines sing.
It can make or break the experience.
Yeah.
You want to find those combinations that enhance both the food and the wine.
Mhm. And we've talked about some of the classics.
Yeah. Albariño with seafood.
Yeah.
Mencía with roasted meats or cheeses.
Yeah, but what if I want to be a little more adventurous?
Yes.
Let's say with Albariño.
Okay.
What's something beyond seafood that would be a good pairing?
So Albariño,
Yeah.
with its acidity and citrus notes, can handle a bit of spice.
Really?
Yeah. So think about maybe a spicy shrimp stir fry
Oh, interesting.
or some Asian-inspired tapas.
Okay, so we're like taking those Galician flavors
Yes.
and adding a global twist.
Exactly.
I like it.
It's fun to experiment.
And what about Mencía?
Mencía.
What's something a little different?
So Mencía has those earthy, savory notes. So it pairs really well with mushroom-based dishes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe a creamy mushroom risotto or a hearty lentil stew
Oh,
with some earthy flavors.
I like it.
The wine's fruitiness and acidity
Yeah.
will cut through that richness beautifully.
That's making me hungry.
Me too.
Okay, so beyond pairing,
Yes.
what else do we need to know?
Serving temperature.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
It's so important.
Especially for white wines.
Yes.
Like those Albariños and Godellos.
You want to serve them chilled,
Uh-huh.
about 8 to 10 degrees Celsius,
Okay, so that's like,
46 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
yeah, I always struggle with that.
I know it can be tricky.
Yeah. Is it like a simple rule?
Yeah, just chill them
Yeah.
for about 2 hours in the fridge before
right.
serving.
Easy enough.
Easy.
And what about the reds?
So reds like Mencía,
Uh-huh.
you want them a little bit cooler.
Okay.
So 14 to 16 degrees Celsius,
Okay.
about 57 to 61 Fahrenheit.
Okay, so just a little less chilling time.
Yeah, a little less chilling time.
Okay, so we've talked about pairing.
Yes.
We've talked about temperature.
Yes.
Any other final words of wisdom?
Be curious and explore.
I like that.
Galicia has such a diversity of wines. There's
Yeah.
something for everyone. So don't be afraid to try new things.
Yeah. Venture outside of your comfort zone.
Exactly.
Discover new favorites.
Yeah.
So it's like a treasure hunt,
It is.
but for wine.
Exactly.
I like it.
Good.
Well, this has been so much fun.
It has.
We've learned so much about Galician wine.
We have.
What has stood out to you the most?
I think for me, it's the passion of the Galician winemakers.
Yeah.
They're so dedicated to their craft. They're preserving their heritage.
Yeah.
They're working in harmony with the land. And they're crafting these wines that
Yeah.
really reflect the essence of Galicia.
That's inspiring.
It is.
Yeah, it's like each sip tells a story,
It does.
of the traditions and the landscapes
Yes.
and the people.
It's the spirit of the people.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's beautiful.
And it's a story that we can all be a part of.
Yeah.
Whether we're visiting Galicia or enjoying the wines from afar.
Well, this deep dive has definitely left me wanting more.
Me too.
I want to explore these wines,
Yeah.
experiment with new pairings,
Yeah.
and maybe even plan a trip
Yes.
to Galicia.
That would be amazing.
I think so too.
Maybe one day we'll be raising a glass together in
Yeah.
those beautiful vineyards.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
And to our listeners,
Yes.
we encourage you to embark on your own Galician wine adventures.
Yeah.
May your glass be filled with delicious discoveries.
Yeah.
And may your journeys be filled with the spirit of Galicia.
Absolutely.
Until next time,
Yes.
happy exploring.
Happy exploring.
La verdad de Galicia te envolverá con sabor a mar y a libertad. Montañas verdes que te llamarán, rincones mágicos por explorar. España entera te ha de cautivar, de norte a sur, mil historias hay. Los campos dorados y el cielo azul, cada calle esconde un secreto cool. Ven a viajar, vamos a descubrir desde Galicia hasta el fin. Paisajes bellos y gente genial, esta aventura